Now, before this, we studied about the Gauss theorem. Now we are going to learn about the applications of Gauss theorem. In this video, we are going to study about to calculate the electrical field of a thin, infinitely long straight line of a charge, and the linear charge density is lambda. So it is for the line distribution. Second we will going to cover up for a plane sheet. Third one will be for spherical shell. Now, okay, this is what we have to need to find out. With a uniform charge density, charge density, it is considered to be linear charge density. Lambda is a linear charge density. So now we need to consider a distribution of charges as suggest infinitely long straight line of charges. So let's start considering a charge distributed over an infinite long wire. Okay, this I draw full charge. They are coming from infinite to and going to the infinite. So now let's assume an Gaussian surface over here. So these are the charges. So electrical fields are coming out. That means here upwards and downward electrical field can going to move in these two directions everywhere. We will going to draw this electrical fields also, don't worry. But right now we need to consider an Gaussian surface over here. Let's consider an Gaussian surface over here. Okay, this the Gaussian surface. Now we need, as we stated during the Gauss theorem, the two ends or the full body should be closed. So this ends are also be closed and this one is also be closed. So we can say these two are closed surfaces over here. Okay, now we got this. So in this closed surface body, so we need to calculate area all over it. So we have three surfaces over here. Let's consider this one is my area A1. This whole is my area A2. This one is my area A3. All the three surfaces are to be taken. Now consider if I will take a small area, then will we integrate all over the body. Now let's take a small area over here. Okay. Now same way a small area over here. We can take either of the side. It doesn't matter at all. It is a curved surface also. Please do remember it is a curved surface area. So we can take this surface anywhere. Okay. Now let's take a surface small dA on area 3. Now we need to draw an area vector. We also studied that area vector means the perpendicular distance, now the perpendicular line to that surface area. Okay. Now I will draw this. It is a small area, so I can take dA1. Now if I take this one, then it is my dA2 small surface area. This one is my dA3. Now let's draw my electrical fields also right now here. Electrical fields are moving from the positive charge away. It is going upward, it is going downward, it is going upward. We need to draw everywhere. Okay. Now I am finished with this drawing my electrical field lines up and down. It can't be moved in between because they are already positive charges, so they are repelling. Only the two directions are open to each charges, upward and the bottom. So they can go in these either sides. Now let's consider their angle over here right now. So this is my electrical field moving here. This is my area. So this is my theta1, that is 90 degree. Okay. This is my area vector. This is my electrical field. They are parallel to each other. So I can take theta2 equals to 0 degree. Same way my electrical field lines are moving here. So it is forming theta3, that is 90 degree. So as per the Gauss theorem, we need to take the individual surface integration Okay, the total flux passing through that closed surface area. So first of all, we need to find the flux. So in short, in one line, we are going to write full thing. We need to find this. We need to find EA. EA area of whole body, whole cylinder. But whole cylinder having the three parts. One is this. We can consider this cylinder as well as in this direction also. Okay. You can draw in this way also, in a straight standing position. Now, EA, and we need to take close surface integration. If we take the close surface integration, that means small part all over the body. So we divided this into a three parts. We take the integration E dot dA1, yani for this part, first part. We need to add surface integration for this. We can write over here area, because area you are more comfortable with this, nothing else. Now E dA2 area is this. Now close surface integration of area 3, 1 2 3, E dA3. Okay, so we will consider here as a dot product. So all our cos, we can write cos theta. So in this we can write over here E dA cos theta 1 plus close integration E dA cos theta 2 plus close surface integration of area 3 E dA cos theta 3. So we have seen here theta 1, theta 2, theta 3. So let's consider this theta. It is of 90 degree. This theta 0 degree. This theta 90 degree. Cos 90 0, cos 90 0. This one is 1. So we can eliminate this part. So we get the center one. So we can now write here equals to the area integration of E dA. Okay, cos is, we can write over here simply dA. It is 1, cos theta 1. Now we need to integrate to the overall surface or the overall curved surface, this curved surface only. So what will be the area of the curved surface? If we talk about this circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi r, and it will be stretched over this length, that is L length. Okay, so we'll get 2 pi r L. Let's consider this length also. From here to here it is length L. Okay, so 2 pi r L is my area, surface area. Probably we need to say this surface area. We can write over here, and we integrate this two. Other two things are 0, as I said. Now we can say this area, curved surface area, we get E 2 pi r L. This is my flux linked with the closed surface. Now according to the Gauss theorem, we need to consider the charge enclosed in this, in a closed surface. We don't have to calculate these charges that are outside the surface, they are not included. So we need to cancel this out. We need to cancel these charges also. Don't have to calculate this, only this much charges are going to calculate. अब ये चार्जेस कितनी लेंथ के अंदर है, एल लेंथ, और इसकी पर यूनिट पर सेंटीमीटर कितना कूलम से, लैम्डा कूलम पर मीटर. In terms of meter we can write over here. So if we talk about Gauss theorem, we are talking about the Gauss theorem. So we can write, we are going to find the Gaussian surface, that a closed surface, it is known as the Gaussian surface. So we are talking about the surface, how much charge it is going to enclose in it, Q charge, because this charge is that enclosed in that surface, lambda L. So now as per the Gauss theorem, now we can say it is 1 upon epsilon naught times into Q. So we will get Q upon epsilon naught. The value of Q will be lambda L upon epsilon naught. This one is L. So this is our second equation. Now from equation 1 and 2 we get what we get. We can now put these two values together. So we can write over here is E 2 pi r L equals to lambda L upon epsilon naught. Now length will be cancelled out from both the side. Now we can write over here in simple. If we make E, then lambda we can write 1 upon epsilon naught lambda over here. We take 2 pi down here, 2 pi epsilon naught r can be taken over here. So this is my electrical field that we of a line charge. Okay, and we can say electrical field is inversely proportional to the charge. Now for our convenience we are going to just convert in a simple way. We will multiply it and divide by 2. We multiply this equation by 2 and divide by numerator and denominator. Will get electrical field equals to 2 2s are 4, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into 2 lambda by r. So it can be also written as k 2 lambda by r for the simplification that's we need. So this is the formula that electrical field we are going to get over here. That is, we need to neglect this 2. Okay, so it will be E equals to 1 upon 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by r. Okay, hope you will understand this. Okay, thank you.